Yo, what's going on? Oh man, I love the glasses. I love them. I love them. I'll buy them again. I ain't gonna lie to you. You do this thing right here, man. How's the audio, y'all? Hey, you two hating, dog. They don't want me to tell y'all the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. They don't want me to get it to you. Y'all ain't gonna lie. Ever since it kept cutting off, bro, I've been here the whole time, bro. I've been chat GPTing, bro, because I'm like, bro, what's going on with this thing? Like, it never did this. It never has done this before. But you know, I couldn't let that stop me, man. Had to see what's going on. You guys make sure you share this with at least one person, man. If they still up, if they not up, wake them up. Tell them we got something to talk about here, man. We got some charts to show you guys. I got a really good play that I'm gonna drop on Instagram in the morning, but I want you guys to have it tonight. All right, because I'm gonna break it down more. Here. So you guys send this to at least one person. I'm about to get started in just a second. Send this to at least one person. Make sure you leave a like and comment. I'll put that in the thing here. Yeah, man. They ain't want me to get this to y'all, bro. They ain't want me to get it to y'all, but we did it anyway. You feel me? Finna get started right here. Everybody just a couple more minutes, man. I got a play that I really feel like can be, if it plays out the way that I think it will, I think this play you can make a really, really good amount depending on how much you put in. I'll say that. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and get started, man. Because I ain't gonna hold y'all too long unless y'all want to stay here with me tonight. I ain't got nothing to do. Yeah, I do. I gotta work in the morning. I ain't gonna be here with y'all all night, man. Let's go. Alright. First things first, we know we always analyze SPY, right? We always look from things from the top down, from the mountain down to the field. Why do we do that? You want to do that because when you're day trading, right? Or even if you're swing trading, you want to know the overall trend. You want to know what's going on, all right? So we're looking at SPY here from the daily chart. Now, guys, I know SPY had a really good day yesterday off of the tariff pause news. But what if I told you that I could make a bear case that was just a false upside move? SPY kind of looks like a bear flag to me, all right? And this is going to be, you know, kind of determined on if we stay inside of this. This candle's gonna tell a lot. If we break down below this candle, especially get back under 500, we might be going lower. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We might be going lower, okay? I want you guys to be ready for anything. I want you guys to be ready for if the market takes off. I want you guys to be ready for if it falls, okay? What we're doing on a lot of stocks right now is we're retesting some levels, okay? Not all of the key levels, but some levels we are retesting, all right? Now, SPY, one of the key levels for SPY was actually hit yesterday, right? So a super key spot was right around this 450 area, right? So we got up very, very close to it, okay? So we got up close to it. You can see here, 450, I'm sorry, 550, I'm tripping. 550 is a very strong spot. So we got up close to it yesterday, didn't quite get there. We see today we rejected, right? So yesterday was like the third best day in history of the stock market. Great. But today we came back down and we gave away half of that. Okay, so we gave away half of that. So at this point, I think we kind of look like a bear flag. My bold prediction number one, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then it is what it is. My bold prediction number one, guys, is that this is about to be a bear flag, and we're gonna come lower. All right, we're gonna come lower. Now, how low? I don't know. There's a few ways we can try to find out. How low? I don't know. My bold prediction number one, though, is that this turns into a bear flag and we come down. Now, this is invalidated if we start to break above 550, and basically if we get to the upside of this candle, which we're kind of in the middle. So we could see a few inside days on SPY, to be honest, because this is just an absolutely huge candle, right? So prediction number one, this is a bear flag. All right, and you guys should actually want that, because a lot of you probably missed those stocks that was down low. And I know for a fact some of y'all was saying this because y'all was asking me, was it too late? Some people seen though that the way the market took off yesterday, it was like, oh, I wish. What have I been telling y'all? The past 2 weeks, you do not want to have that I wish. You better do it now. We don't know when the market is going back up, all right? And I'm speaking to you right now as in a options trading term, all right? As far as the long term, y'all need to be buying down here. And if it go lower, you buy again. Because one day, it is going to go back up, all right? Just imagine if the market would have had back-to-back days like yesterday. If the market had back-to-back days like yesterday, the market would be right back up here. And the dip would have been over. The dip might be over now. We don't know. The dip might be done. We don't know. But we're going to be prepared, okay? So SPY could very well be a bear flag, all right? So if this happens to be a bear flag, one thing that you always got to think is, okay, if SPY can come down, I need to find other stocks that can go down. Or I just need to keep playing SPY that's already going down. Either one. All right, so let's find a stock that can go down. And luckily, I already did the homework for you. You guys know how I do. I set y'all up, man. I set y'all up. I make this easy for you. I do all the hard work, and I just come show y'all and let y'all make the money off of it. All right. So Meta is a play that I gave to you guys a couple weeks ago, and a lot of you made a lot of some of y'all made a lot of money off this play. Some of the screenshots y'all seen was absolutely insane. All right. Now, this is a head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern that tells you that the stock is likely to come down, okay? Now, what you have to understand about levels is that levels almost always get retested, okay? So if you take a look at Meta right here, 576, 575 is the retest spot. I keep just looking at this just to make sure my frames are good, because that's what was causing it to mess up, okay? But Meta right here at 575, 576, this is called a break and retest. And if you don't know what a break, oh my bad, y'all, I'm tripping. I'm too excited to tell y'all. If you don't know what a break and retest is, make sure you look on my page. I have an entire video about the break and retest strategy, right? It can be used in day trading, swing trading, anything, all right? And it gives you an overall sense of what's going on. So what's happening here is Meta broke down from the key level, and at this point today, we don't know what it's going to look like tomorrow. It could be a fake out. At this point today, we retested 575, 576, actually even got even higher, and we rejected hard. Now, since this has rejected, this does have the chance to come down, okay? Now, the levels that we had for Meta was here. We had one at the 550, around down there, and we had levels over here, right? So we had levels down here that we had just in case of a gap fill. But for the sake of time, I'll give you one at 450, right? If Meta continues down, it can still get ugly because the breakout says this is how far the breakout says Meta can fall. The breakout says Meta can come to 413. Roughly. We're at 546. And you may say that's so far away. Yeah, but how fast did we see Meta go from 580 to 480? I'm just saying. Alright? I'm just saying. You guys let me know. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying in the comments of this live. I'm trying to explain this in the easiest, simplest ways that I can, but I understand that a lot of you are beginners, and that's okay. One thing I want to tell you guys is the way that I trade, I use the most basic principles, okay? So the principles that I use as far as charting is understanding time frames, number one. Understand candlesticks. Number three, you need to understand levels, right? So levels are support and resistance, okay? Understand the trend and trend lines, chart patterns, and then the sixth thing that, you know, kind of gets included and kind of does it is indicators, okay? So I use the very, very, very most basic principles, right? So when I'm talking about this stuff, everything that I'm doing is revolving around those things. And if you guys have questions, if you guys have questions about anything, always feel free to leave them in the comments or send me a message, right? I'm always here to help you. Here to make y'all some money. So right now we have Meta, okay? And let me record this on my let me use my glasses here, man. Let me move this out of the way. Move my glasses for this one. I'm recording on live, right? So if I'm wrong, I'm just gonna be wrong, y'all. It is what it is. Record this right now with the Meta glasses. Bold prediction number one. This break and retest for Meta is what is going to bring Meta back down to at least 500, and I will aim for 450. Bold prediction number one. Meta. Alright? So that would be amazing. You know how cool that would be if I can bank on Meta with these Meta glasses? Alright? So that's going to be something. Right? So I gave y'all that one. That's one. That's my bold prediction number one. Bold prediction number two, which this one could have really been number one. And I'm going to record this one too. And guys, once again, this could happen and the market could pop. I don't know. But I'm just going by the charts right now. We know news can just send the market up. But I'm telling you what the charts say. To me, what I see. Alright? Bold prediction number two. Let's see what we got. Alright. Let's record again with the glasses. Bold prediction number two is that SPY is actually in a bear flag, okay? Bold prediction number two is that SPY is in a bear flag. How far can it go? Well, the first way to kind of tell how far something could possibly go is you take the length of the pole, right? The length of the pole is right here, and you put it at the breakout, right? So we don't know where the breakout would be. We don't know. We don't know where it would be. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here. We don't know, right? Let's just say it's here. If it chops a little bit and breaks down starting here, the pole tells us 415. Now that's a crazy target, but let's see how crazy it really is. Notice that all I did was put the line right there, right? You guys take a look and let's see what 415 is. I know what area that's around because I've been, you know, doing this for a minute. Huh. Would you take a look at that? 415 would send us right back down and reset us right down here. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get down this far. God knows I hope we don't. I hope we don't, man, because I wouldn't have no more money to buy to deal with. I ain't going to lie to you by the time we get down there. But that's what the chart says, right? Are we going to get down there? I don't know. But the chart says that it can possibly happen. All right? So this is, this is just to keep in mind. All right? Not saying it's going to happen. But one thing that I do expect to happen is I do expect SPY to come down. All right? Come down to 415. I don't know about that. But I do think we'll at least retest 500. Right? I do think we'll retest 500. The move that we had on SPY, I mean, the main thing right now is the US and China, right? That's what's kind of controlling the market, and with the tariff stuff. Yeah, it has a 90-day pause on tariffs, but not on China. Not for China, it doesn't. Right? So the main people that you're kind of watching out for is nothing resolved yet. You know what I'm saying? So we one news drop away from just getting sent right back down. And we also went away from getting sent back higher. So, it's kind of how you look at it, man. It's kind of how you look at it. So yeah, bold prediction number 2. Now, let me give you guys, and I'll start recording it again, man. You guys, I'm telling you, if you guys can, they are a little expensive. If you can't afford them, I do suggest the Meta glasses. They are amazing. I'm not gonna lie. So guys, I gave you guys DAL a few weeks ago, right? And a lot of you made a ton of money off of DAL. Let me give you a play that can make you some money too. Let me record. Free Play Friday, man. Free Play Friday. The play is going to be Nike. Alright? So you look at Nike. This is unarguably, right? You can't argue and say that this is not a bear flag. Right? So kind of it looks just like a bear flag right here on Nike. Now, what would I be looking for? I'm looking for this thing to really start breaking down more, okay? Now, especially if the one bad news drop with these tariffs with China, bro, and Nike is going, like, it's more risky because we're volatile, but I'm telling you, if Nike falls, it can fall hard, right? So target 1 would be 50.56. And you can see here, this is a strong support. Strong support from 2017. But honestly, the way it has so much downward momentum, it can just fall through. It can just fall through, kind of like Target. Right? So Target was falling to strong levels, but Target just falling through. It's just so weak. Right? So I'm looking at the same thing with Nike. I think Nike can come down, y'all. Now, if 50.5 does not hold, y'all, we got to find out where the next level is. Next level is down there at 45. If it don't hold 45, y'all, the next level is down at 41. So with this play, Nike, if this does happen to be a bear flag and it breaks down, you're looking at 50, 45, 41. And it can come quick. Take the length of the pole. Where does the length of the pole tell us we can drop? Look at that. Y'all, I ain't making this up. I ain't make it up. Y'all see I did nothing. I did nothing but move the length of the breakout. I moved the length of the breakout, and it told us that we can come down right to where I said that we had a level at. Y'all just seeing that live. Okay? So, Nike could be a play that can just absolutely be amazing. All right? It can be amazing. It can be amazing. Let me take the time here to look at contracts on this and tell you guys about some contracts. Let's see what the contracts look like. That's crazy. Guys, let me know if any of this information is helpful. Please let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave me something to let me know that this stuff is helpful, man. Like, this stuff can, you learn how to trade, this stuff can change your life, bro. I promise you. Even something like Nike. A 50 put on Nike for May 2nd, it's like 28. I'm sorry, it's not 28. I'm looking at the Delta. It's less than $200. Okay. Now I'm gonna just simulate. I'm gonna simulate the return on Robinhood just to see, just to give you a range of what you could possibly make if these targets start to hit, right? So let's say we get to 50. Let's say we get to 50. And don't underestimate how fast this stuff can happen, because don't forget, we're in a market crash. Don't underestimate how fast this stuff can happen, all right? So first place would be, it was like, what, 50.5? If it does it relatively quickly, according to Robinhood, you'd be looking somewhere around anywhere between 50 to 70% return. All right, so let's say it drops more. Our next target would be 45. If it was to just crash, right, and not saying it's gonna happen in a day, but it could definitely happen in a week or even less than a week. If it was to get down to 45 with that contract, bare minimum, you'd be bare minimum 160%, bare minimum, right? And of course, it's a lot more in the 100s and 200% as far as a simulated return. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's already, that's a 200% play possibly. Let's say it goes even crazier and we do get down to 40, right? If we somehow get down to 40, and I'm giving y'all this because I'm gonna show y'all something. Y'all might be saying, man, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Let me show y'all this. That's crazy. I had a bunch of targets, right? So I had a lot of different targets on DAL. Y'all know DAL came down to the penny of my last target. DAL, when I gave this away, was like 46. DAL dropped $12. So when I'm showing y'all this and telling y'all these possible returns, you might be saying, man, that's far. Yeah, DAL was far too. DAL was far too. Right? But I guarantee you, people made a bunch of money on that. Alright? So Nike, I love a Nike put. I love a Nike put. Alright? And you could even go a little risky with it, because who knows what's gonna happen, man. I mean, guys, once again, you can have one piece of news and all this stuff can be messed up, and the bearishness can be canceled. Okay? With one piece of news. But I want you guys to be prepared for both sides. We know while we're down here, you want to be buying shares and everything like that. But what are you doing if we keep coming down? A lot of people don't know how to play the downside. Honestly, playing the downside is just being in the right place at the right time. You have to be aware for the downside to make money off of it, okay? So I'm making you guys aware just in case. This is bold stock market predictions. These ain't no weak predictions. These are bold predictions. I'm giving y'all straight plays that I think could go 200-300% plus. And that play, that's on the low end, right? So that's with a contract that's a month away. Let's look at a possible contract. Let's say if somebody want to get risky. Somebody want to get risky and they get a, I ain't gonna say it. The bare minimum I would say that you would probably want to look at is bare minimum April 25th. Let's say somebody got a April 25th 54 put, right? So that costs like $300 almost. If somebody was to look at that, and you simulate the returns on it for, this is Nike. So this is a 54 put for April 25th. If it was to hit 50, that 50.5 area. You be bare minimum, depending on how fast it goes, but at the bare minimum, that's like 40%, 60%, 70%. But keep in mind that these contracts are a lot more expensive, right? Because they have the money. If it hits 45, right? 45, you'd be looking at 200%, 100 something percent minimum. Gets down to 40. Bro, if Nike somehow gets down to 40 with that contract, you'd be looking at 371%. All right, but what is 371% of $300? That's $1,000. That's $1,000 play if that happens. Okay. Now, is it going to happen, guys? We don't know. It's bold predictions. All right. So don't be surprised if you guys make sure, number one, make sure you're in the Discord, because if I get into Nike, I'm gonna signal that to the free Discord, right? So everybody's gonna get that play if I get into Nike. All right. So number one, make sure you're in the Discord if you want my entry for that. The same way that I did with DAL, I signal DAL for everybody. I'm gonna do that with Nike, okay? So make sure you're in the Discord if you want my entry on that potential. The link is in the description, okay? Guys, let me know if this play makes sense. Let me know if this play makes sense. All right? Give me just a second here. Let me know if that play makes sense in the chat, guys. Let me know if that play makes sense. NKE. Alright, NKE. NKE, man. Okay? So that's the play I'm looking at, NKE. Make sure you're in the Discord. Make sure you're in the Discord, and I'm going to signal that play if I get into it completely for free. Alright? Make sure you're in the Discord. Bold stock market predictions, man. Share this with at least one person. So Meta was the, the more expensive one. That play would be more expensive to play. But I guess it wouldn't be. I guess it really wouldn't be if you catch it at the right time. Now, Nike is one that everybody would be able to play, though. Nike is one that potentially everybody would be able to play. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Those are the two that I like. Okay. Let's see, what does MU look like? MU has gotten beat down. I don't like it. I don't like MU. Riot, Mara, Bitcoins at 80K, cool. Let me show you guys a play that can go either way. This is a play that can go either way. So this is PDD, and I actually sent this in my group chat on yesterday, right? So PDD here, if you check out this box has been a support for PDD since 2023. Okay, every time we dropped in this box, we've taken off. Boom, 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 boom. So if I am on the side of history, my bet would be that it may take off again. Now, this play is 5 times more risky because of the China news and all of that, but if you are betting on this strictly from technicals, PDD looks like the best swing trade on the market. All right, now that's if you're doing this from straight technicals. Now, like I said, we know that one news drop with China and PDD can just come straight down, right? We know that. But as far as the straight technicals, this box right here is acting as a support, and you guys have seen every time you get to this box, you go up. Okay, so one time it got in here and ended up going to 110. Okay, and even flying up even higher to 140. Next time it got into this box, it flew up to 150. The next time it got into this box, it went to 114, came back down inside of the box, went to 130. And now it's in the box again. Okay, so that's something that I'm potentially watching. That's something that I'm potentially watching. Now, I probably wouldn't signal that one to everybody, but you probably gotta be in a premium to get that one if I get in. But I'll show you guys this because I want you to see it. Okay, I want you guys to see that. Now, here's the kicker. If it breaks down, this way y'all gotta look at the larger time frame. Notice we're on a daily chart. If you look at the 5 minute, you don't know this. If you look at the 5 minute, you have no idea what's going on with this chart. Alright? You may be like, oh man, it's going down, down, down. But you don't realize this folks is probably loading up right now. Right? But here's the kicker. What about the downside risk? So I ain't gonna make a prediction on this one because this one I really don't know. But the downside risk though, you do have a gap fill. Okay? So you do have a gap, and I gotta adjust it a little bit. So this gap not as big, but this does have a gap from about 87.2-ish down to 81. Okay? 81. So from about 87.2 to 81, this thing has a possible gap fill. So if it is weak or if we get bad China news, just know that you can take this to the downside as well. So y'all, this is money for you either way. No matter what direction PDD goes, you're going to be ready. Why? Because you're looking at this from the larger time frame view. You know that this is at a support, but if it breaks through, it can be on a beeline down to 80. All right, so 88 to 80, that's $8. Is $8 enough for you to make some money on PDD? I hope it is. All right, so that's another play that I like. That's actually a play that I only gave to premium, right? So I did y'all a solid. Thank y'all for hopping on. If you hopped on, you just got a play that I only gave to my premium. I didn't even talk about QQQ. I haven't even looked at QQQ in a minute. Crazy work. QQQ came up and hit a level yesterday exactly. Right? So I mean, could we say the same about QQQ? Could it also be a bear flag? Could it also be a bear flag with a false breakout? Maybe. Maybe. Where does this say you can go? Let's say it breaks down here. Without even looking for the levels, where does this breakdown say we can go? Oh my goodness, would you look at that? Would you look at that? This puts us right at a support. Now, I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying that we're gonna fall down here like that. What I am saying is be ready for anything. All right. Be ready for anything. You don't know what's gonna come out of Donald Trump mouth next. You don't. But I want you guys to be prepared. We could be at a point where people get just a little bit excited and then they sweep the rug from under you. Think about it. If they was to drop this lower, I think you would start getting at the point where people would start to second guess buying. Because, and I say that because this isn't 2020, right? So in 2020, a lot of people were new to the stock market. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people were super new to the stock market. So a lot of people, including me, weren't aware that crashes were not normal, but they have to happen, right? They have to happen for the rich to continue to get richer, for them to buy low. You wasn't aware of that. But now you have so many people in the space that tell you, hey, the crash is normal. You need to be buying. Well, this is the first wave of buying. And you already have people who are already reluctant to buy. If they send it down one more round, how many people gonna be buying? That might be what they want. Because if you think about it, if this thing drops 100, if QQQ drops 100 points, you'll be looking at things like Apple. Apple would probably be down, I don't know, bro. I don't know how far Apple would be down. Apple might be down around 140. Tesla might be down to 180. I don't know, right? Something like Nvidia. My goodness, how much would Nvidia be down? Nvidia might be down 80, 75. I don't know. How many people would really be wanting to buy the dip though? Right? So this is just something to think about, y'all. This is just something to think about. This is why you always stay ready, man. Always keep some cash on the sideline just in case. Alright? Just in case. So I hope, I hope this makes some kind of sense for y'all, alright? I'm just giving you guys my take. Like I said, this is bold predictions. This ain't something that I hope happens. These are bold predictions, right? Bold predictions, okay? Let me know in the comments if this makes sense, if you're grasping the ideas, or if you guys see anything that you guys like, let me know as well, okay? Kind of cycle through and see what we got here. I don't know if it's anything else that I really like. Let's look at AMD. AMD's got killed. It's got killed, man. So around 73.5-ish is a support for AMD. Kind of hard to kind of look at the chart right now. A lot of charts kind of look the same a little bit, so kind of looking at the same thing for everything here. You just got a lot of stocks that just have that big candle. We really won't know until we start to break above or below this candle, right? So you might get some more inside days, but when it does finally break, we'll get some type of sense of direction probably, right? So the market is very volatile. This is some of the best time to make money. You guys probably see a lot of people turn a little bit to a lot. You can do that when the market is volatile. But I will warn you guys, this is a warning. Don't let you playing these 0 days become too much of a habit. I'm gonna say that again. Don't let too much of these 0 days come too much of a habit. Because there will come a time that the stock market slows down. There's going to be a time where the stock market is done moving $20 a day. What happens when the market goes back to moving $2, $3 a day? and you done went out there and got a call that's $30 out the money. Your money gone. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Alright? So enjoy the volatility while it's here, but don't get too used to it, right? Don't get too used to it. That's a warning. That's a warning. You'll notice that the prices of contracts right now are a lot more than what they were previously, and that's because of the volatility, right? So you have SPY moving up $20-$30 a day. Contracts are going to be more expensive because the moves in the market are a lot bigger right now, right? So just understand it's just some things to kind of look out for, man. If you guys are doing a little bit late, I'll recap here. I'll go ahead and get ready to head off, man, because YouTube kind of screwed me over today, man. I couldn't even go live early. I wanted to be live from like 9 to 10:30, but it is what it is, y'all. I'm probably gonna just be going live almost every market day right now. So I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. But if you guys missed it, bold prediction number 1 was that Meta would come down off of this retest. Looking for a bare minimum 495, 450, and the last target I would have is 414. Right? Meta's a great company. It's one that you should, buy long term, especially if you get Meta under 500. That is amazing. Meta was on its way to 1,000 before all the BS started happening. So Meta's amazing, but that's bold prediction number 1. Bold prediction number 2 is that SPY is in a bear flag. Okay. Bold prediction number 2 is that SPY is in a bear flag, and we come back down to at least test 500. That's my bold prediction number 2. Bold prediction number 3. Nike bear flag. Send it down to bare minimum 45. This is bold predictions. Alright. Bold prediction. Bare minimum 45. Give me 40 if the market get crazy. Alright. And once again, if you want my entry for Nike, make sure that you join the Discord. Link is in my description right here. Make sure you join the Discord. I'm going to give my entry on Nike to everyone for free. Alright? Say, is Meta my favorite stock, and what are my top 3? My top 3 favorite stocks is probably number 1, Tesla. I love Tesla, right? So, I don't agree with everything Elon Musk does, but from a business standpoint, Tesla, I love Tesla. I love it. That's number 1 for me. Number 2 would be Meta. I think Mark Zuckerberg is an amazing CEO. I love what Meta does as a company. They have a lot of products, and Meta has a lot of money. Meta got some bread. Like, bro, y'all gotta really look at Meta balance sheet. Meta got some bread. I ain't gonna lie to you. And number 3, number 3, I want to say Nvidia. But I'll go a different route. I say Google. I really like Google. Man, because I feel like YouTube is only gonna keep getting bigger and better. I love Google. I'll say that. So I'll say Google. Right. So my top 3 favorite stocks are Tesla, Meta, Google. Now, and y'all want another bold prediction? I can't give y'all that. I can't tell y'all that part. You gotta be in premium for that part. I can't give y'all that. I can't give y'all that sauce. You gotta be on premium for that one. What's going on? Yeah, had to hop on live, man. Had to hop on live to holler at y'all. I know they was messing up with the YouTube earlier. My frames kept dropping right here, which was causing the stream to drop off, but luckily it is back right now. So You guys, if you got any last questions, make sure you guys drop that in the comments right here. Any last questions, you guys make sure you drop this in the comments. Any last questions? I'll answer some questions here before I wrap it up. I'm gonna answer some questions here before I wrap it up, guys. Make sure that you drop a question in here for me. Say, did we say Head and Shoulders on Netflix? No, I didn't even see Netflix. What is Netflix? Let me see. What does Netflix look like? Oh, I did say that. I don't even remember. See, I be seeing so much stuff I don't be even remembering. Right. Yeah, I did talk about Netflix. I think the last time I got on live, I talked about that. So yeah, this is Head and Shoulders. Like, Netflix is like one of the only stars that haven't got killed yet. Right? So Netflix is one of the only ones that haven't got killed. But at this point, I mean, Netflix would have to get under 823, 822. So you're $100 away from this play even starting to work. So yeah, I don't know about that one. Do I think WMT has bullish divergence? Let's see. Jesus Christ, it did. Not no more, don't. Sheesh, I did not see this. Yeah, it had bullish divergence right here. Yeah, it had bullish divergence, but the problem is, I mean, it's hard to play bullish divergence right now. We're in a market crash. The market is like, you know, kind of bearish, so it's hard to really time that up. Yeah, it's hard to time it up, man. The market bearish like this. Say Kava. Let me look at Kava. I was supposed to buy Kava the other day. Same thing with Kava. Kava looked like it had some. Well, it been had divergence, but yeah. Kava. Now, one thing I will tell y'all. Dang. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Kava above 93.73 gonna go. If Kava gets above 93.73, it's gonna go. No doubt. Oh yeah. That's nice. Kava above 93.73 is gonna blast, in my opinion. That's gonna blast. Chipotle also has some bullish divergence. I don't know, man. You do have a lot of stocks with bullish divergence. I don't know. You got a lot of stocks with bullish divergence. But if the market does have that downside, we know what to play, right? So we know we want to look for Meta, we want to look for Nike, we want to look for SPY, okay? So we know what we got in case the market does want to have a downturn. We'll be ready. We won't be caught off guard by anything. You know what I'm saying? Any last questions? Any last questions before we wrap this thing up? Once again, if you guys are joining here, make sure you can join the my free Discord in the description. All right, you can join that. Also, I got my Instagram link. I have over 700 posts of educational content. And even on my YouTube, I have over 100 YouTube videos. I got RJ's Pillars of Option Trading that are four literal classes that come straight from my mentorship, right? So those 4 classes teach you all the basic principles that you need to get started trading. All right, so make sure you take advantage of that free information, man. I'm giving you guys the information for free that I wish I had when I was starting, right? So you can honestly learn how to trade completely for free. I'm just saying. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 80. Bitcoin also looked like some divergence a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm very honest about everything. I'll be honest with you. I tell a lot of stuff for free that people don't tell you. I tell a lot of stuff for free that people don't usually tell. All right. So, yep. So once again, guys, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to see more, I will probably go live again tomorrow night. No, a lot of you may not get on because the market, weekend or whatever, but I'll be on again, man. I appreciate all of you hopping on. I hope you have a great night, and I hope to see you guys in the Discord. All right, so I'm gonna drop my free play Friday in the Discord, as well as actually I'm gonna drop it on my Instagram. I'm gonna drop free play Friday on my Instagram. So if you guys want to see my favorite free play, make sure you tap into the Instagram. I'm gonna post that tonight actually, so I'm gonna post that here in the next hour or so. So make sure you guys tap in, man. I appreciate you guys. Everybody trade safe, manage your risk, and buy the effing dip, man. All right, put up or shut up. See y'all later.